स्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। So we were discussing about the samadhi experience, in which, or the experience of experiencing God. What happens, how it happens, and how do we actually see, experience God. Experience is independent of mind, experience is independent of our feelings, it is totally independent of the sense perception which perceives this physical world of phenomena. So we enter into another realm of experience where these are charged with Chaitanya, and Chaitanya manifesting as love body and love eyes, love ears, and all that manifesting. When I see with the love body, the senses are of the nature charged with the consciousness and manifesting as love body, love ears, love eyes, and all that. Karmendriyas are not there, we saw. It is not for the Prakriti. There he gets the Karmendriyas in Samadhi, when he experiences God in any way, any form, externally also. He goes and embraces God, his body is still, he embraces not with the Karmendriyas which are going to dissociate and associate in sleep. They will remain as it is. Just like physical body remains, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya penetrates into experience. The physical, Prakriti is Jnanendriya, and Prakriti is, because they are products of Sattva. Karmendriyas are products of Rajas. Rajas cannot enter into. Sattva is the closest, when it is charged by consciousness, can enter into Samadhi, superconscious state. All the rest of our existence, which we are accustomed to move, act, think, eat, speak, even speech, is Karmendriya. This Vak without speech will be there. Speech is extremely physical. Para Pashanti Madhyama Vaikhari. Vaikhari belongs to. Madhyama belongs to mind. Pashanti belongs to the transit. Para alone begins. Paravak. Paravak is understood by the consciousness. So para is becoming to the physical, and the root remains of the Vak. With that he speaks. It is a part of consciousness, Chaitanya. It manifests in the Samadhi Sthiti. Directly, Vak as para is working, not of this Vaikhari, of the Prakriti. So, Karmendriyas which are the root of the Karmendriyas, are there before the manifestation of the universe, the Tanmatra level. In Tanmatra level, Tanmatra, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi gets grossified. Then all this come into existence. When Tanmatra must first manifest. And in Tanmatra already Vak, Pani, Pada, Upastapayu, Chakshu, and all these are already there. But the Karmendriya belongs to Rajas. Rajas cannot enter. Immediately Sattva alone. Sattva is the closest to thee. And when charged with consciousness, it can move to certain extent. That's why it cannot enter into Nirvikalpa. It can enter into Savikalpa. Savikalpa is Chaitanya, cosmic Chaitanya, pervading within, like a port or a harbor. The ocean is entering into land. There you can park a vehicle. a boat, a steamer, a ship can be parked there. In that region, in us, the heart of man, we are entering into Chidakasha, space of consciousness, which is a projection of the Chaitanya. And if you cross that harbor in which ocean is there, you enter into huge ocean. There it cannot. Even Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, nothing can be there. Everything merges in the intellect merges in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It's a direct experience. I become the ocean. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, even the sattvic part of the Prakriti, charged with the consciousness, goes close to understand with buddhi and then dissolves. Like a salt dissolving, Sri Ramakrishna says, you see. When it is touching and going into the ocean from the harbor, in the harbor it experiences God, the Chaitanya manifesting with the form. This is what we saw. At these words, M burst out laughing. The master continued unannoyed. Because something with great love, he is looking upon the jiva. It is addressed to everyone. It is not only him. These people who are sitting there are representatives of the whole universe. For eternal, long times to come, millions and millions of years will pass. The words of Sri Ramakrishna will remain, enlightening every soul, human soul that appears on this earth. So he is telling, somebody is interfering and disturbing. Oh, all these are just like I am telling something, and one child smiles or weeps. It doesn't matter. I don't pay attention to it. I don't answer it. I continue. Like that, Sri Ramakrishna is continuing, unannoyed. With this love body, the soul communes with God. Communion. Communion is intimate interaction. I talk to him what all I have to tell. Freely. And what he tells, the communion at every level. I worship him, I hold him, I do whatever, all aspects of my feelings, actions and perception. What all I do with God is called communion. Playing, he may dance with God, he may, everything, whatever happens, any kind of interaction, God may scold me, I may scold God, whatever happens, it doesn't matter. Everything becomes a part of communion. Communion. Trying to interact at the transcendental level. Interaction is with name and form. There also name and form is just a manifestation of the Chaitanya itself. Chaitanya is manifesting as the Chidghana Kaya of the Ishtadevata. Chaitanya is manifesting as the love body of the Bhakta, and there is interaction. Communism. M became serious again. Master, Thakur is telling, but this is not possible without intense love of God. Because love creates longing. Longing alone is what leads to realization. How much I long for him. How much I become unconscious of the external world. To the extent I am unaware of the external world. In that I see, I perceive, I understand. That love becomes essential. See, in our spiritual life, all things, all yogas, we need to combine. Sri Ramakrishna Patha The path shown by Sri Ramakrishna is we need both jnana and bhakti, because tasmin drishte paravare. Para and avara. Para gives the knowledge, avara is there. The transcendental and immanent. If you know the para alone, your realization is not complete. Vidyate hridaya grantischa, chidyante sarva samshayaha, kshiyante chasya karmani, tasmin drishte paravare. Morning I was thinking about it, tasmin drishte paravare. Tasmin drishte. Para and avara, both you have to experience. The absolute and the relative. Relative we understand, not as the absolute. When you know this, the universe is God, the transcendental is God. Transcendental you experience and come down, then only you will understand this world is God. And that experience, for experiencing this as God, I need devotion. To understand that as the existence, it exists. I don't know it exists or not, because senses cannot perceive, mind cannot conceive, intellect cannot discern. No cognition of any type of that. Whether it exists or not, there is no proof. My existence cannot prove or perceive the transcendental. So only proof is one who has gone and come, and the other is scripture. Unless scripture says, and this one, that is the only proof it exists. But it assures, scriptures and the person who has seen assure us that it is verifiable. What I have experienced, you too can experience. Every human being, by the mere virtue of possessing a human body, can experience what a sage has experienced in Hinduism. So this aspect of the jnana part of sadhana makes you realize the absolute, makes you experience the absolute, and devotion makes the God manifest in His own way to fulfill my desire of the heart to experience Him. And second part is to makes me understand this world is manifestation of that. The love alone makes it manifest and make me understand that this manifested universe which I am transcending and entering into it is also God. It is coming down from the devotion, love. It makes you ecstatic, creates ecstatic love of God to experience the personal aspect of God. This personal aspect and impersonal aspect, both you have to experience for all granthis to break. Chidyante sarva samshaya. Tasmin drishti. When you see that, see means experience that, and the experience this as God, experience that as the God. And then only, so here you see, you are entering from the phenomenal experience to the nominal experience. In perception, the perception in philosophy and in reality, there are two experiences. I perceive this. I know what is this book. Book means what we all know, what is this book. But it is there in your mind, book. Eyes have seen and caught its picture, and it has entered your mind. There is a mental conception of book. It is what you see and understand and keep in your mind. Each one sees different things in a same object. As it is not what I have perceived and known it to be. This book, what I have known it to be, is not. Born child has more right understanding of this book than we people. We are immediately categorize. We make label and keep. This is phenomenal understanding. To know an object, what it is by itself, not what I conceive to be, what mind conceives to be, what mind understands and captures and keeps. Oh, this is book. Is not. It's phenomenal understanding. What book is, when you will know, when you become a book, it becomes a real. It's called nominal. N-O-U M-E N-A-L. Nominal. Nominal. Not nominal. Nominal. Nominal and phenomenal. Phenomenal is what I understand it to be. Nominal, what really it is. God, this is really God. You are from phenomenal experience, you are entering into nominal experience. What it is real and what it is by itself, it is God. So we are shifting with experience. This is experience. It is experience, and it cannot be, what it is cannot be conceived. Once you conceive, it becomes phenomenal. If mind, because mind is interfering there, mind is perceiving it in that form, in that way. When I see my child, or I see a friend, his friend, already what it is independent of my friendship. What it is independent. To certain extent, he is a human being, he is a life. Little he has gone away from the, he is seeing him independent of all relationship, everything. He is trying to come to the non-judgmental state of understanding. If he removes all the covering he has put upon them. A person, when I see, I have put so many, the moment I see a person, what is this, that, so many things. This is all what I have superimposed on a person and observing. But what it is by itself is entirely different. He is a product of Prakriti, just a body made of Panchabhuta, 5 senses, etc., all put into that conglomeration, what you say? That is conglomeration, some word is there. No. Putting all things in one thing. Conglomeration. Very good. So that is what that being is to some extent. But when you see it to be the manifestation of the absolute, it is real. When Sri Ramakrishna says, who are you to show compassion to a being? It is Shivajnani Jiva Seva. I am going to the real. Shiva, it is Shiva appearing there in the form. God is there in the form of man, sick person or a ignorant man. I am serving that person. That is, I am moving from the phenomenal understanding of man to what really he is. And when you experience, your services stop. In reality, it's God, it's Purna. It doesn't need anything. It is there. I was seeing through mind and this one. And once you enter into a dream, it disappears. So when you see it as Chaitanya, Chinmaya, In experiencing God, you see the Absolute has manifested in this form. God has come in this form, Avatara. When Sri Ramakrishna says to Narendra, "Hey, what are you thinking? The one who was born as Rama, the one who came here as Krishna, is here in this body again as Ramakrishna." When he says, what experience did Narendra get, that is totally surrenders. What did he experience? When Arjuna was given Vishwarupa Darshana, what did he experience? Not the phenomenal world. It is nominal world. Sri Ramakrishna, then he saw millions and millions of years the humanity going on. Now and then the transcendental appearing in and through this nature, taking a body time and again in various forms, and now in this shrunken body which is going to be destroyed has appeared. He sees the Lord of the universe, who is pervading the whole universe and giving existence to all that exists. He is here in this body. He has this body, this experience. So here Sri Ramakrishna says, but this is not possible without intense love of God. What is needed to transform this phenomenal experience? Now, what all we have conceived of God, after reading so many scriptures, after doing meditation, after calling on Him with faith and love, whatever we have understood is still a phenomenal understanding. When will it become a real experience? I think of Sri Ramakrishna, I think of Holy Mother, I think of Krishna, I think of Rama. I have clear understanding. I have read the epics and all Puranas. I have clear conception of what Krishna is, what is Rama is, what Ramakrishna is, everything. But I have not experience of it. It is still a phenomenal understanding. Now, to convert it, I do the sadhana to experience that God. And to experience that God, to convert the phenomenal understanding into nominal reality, I have to have ecstatic love of God. Devotion gives that ecstatic love of God, which makes my understanding experience as a real to me. I enter into that realm and experience God, as if I pervade you and become yourself and know intimately. That is what we see. But this is not possible without intense love of God. You understand clearly every word. Without intense love of God. He says, what for? Devotion gives the knowledge, gives the experience of the Brahman. Devotion gives the experience of this whole thing. World as God and God as the Avatara. God as the Antaryamin. One sees nothing but God everywhere when one loves Him with great intensity. When one loves Him with great intensity, not ordinary way of understanding or thinking, with great intensity. Intensity means you must understand. Intensity has on one side magnitude and another side it has the onrush movement, magnitude and drive movement. Great love means quantity wise also. It is enormous love. And the force with which it is running is also, I cannot live without you. I cannot exist without you. That love. which is a drive, and that love which is making him forget the world, forget himself, and cover the whole God with love, pour love upon him. That love, this is the great love, intense love of God. God, one sees nothing but God everywhere when one loves him with great intensity. He sees everywhere, means the transcendental experience he is seeing here. Everywhere. Everywhere only one thing is there which has manifested as universe. The substance which has manifested as universe. The Brahman is appearing as the universe. There is a mysterious combination in your experience of the Nirvikalpa and Savikalpa together. As Vishwarupa Darshana, God has the whole universe and every object in it, every life in it as God, and also God as independent of all that, untouched by. All this is there. These are just name and form and movement. Nama Rupa Kriya. But this that has taken Nama Rupa Kriya and you are experiencing in that form. This aspect of God, seeing God, the universe, and seeing Him in Avatara. The Chaitanya takes in before your eyes, it takes the same form of Ramakrishna and stands. Because it doesn't have limitation. It doesn't have limitation. We have limitation. I cannot come near to you in your dream. God can come to you in your dream. I cannot come. I am limited. He is unlimited. He can manifest here. He can dissolve here. He is everywhere. He can appear anywhere. Just like your all-pervading mobile. Anybody, cell phone. Anywhere. Anybody is talking to you. Anywhere you can connect. Wherever there is range. So this is what we see. The intense love of God makes the transcendental manifested and being this being. The being is becoming. Being is that. Becoming is this universe. Relative and the transcendental. Transcendental as relative you experience when there is intense love of God. Intense love. Now what happens is your bodily existence dissolves. When love pervades, the Atman is pervading. When love manifests, it is the Atman manifestation. Love and time are not part of this creation. Of the 24 cosmic principles, these two things do not appear. Time and love. Love is manifestation of Atman and Panchagnanendra, Panchakarmendra, Panchaprana, Buddhi, Manasa, all things belong to Prakriti. And time appears with universe, dissolves with the universe. It is when the creation is beginning, it is there. When it is ending, it is there. It is not a product. Akash, Vayu, Ragni, everything comes. First appearance is time. But it is not a product of the Prakriti. Similarly, love. Love is manifestation of the Atman. Atman is manifesting and perceiving something. When it is great intensity, there is no you. It is your Atman presenting and perceiving the world of the transcendental in the immanent. The realm of the transcendental you are perceiving in the immanent. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.